Today's folktale in Reading Corner is called The Mitten, and it's a story of animals in winter trying to keep warm. And can you believe that they're all going to try to fit inside this mitten? What do you think will happen when they do that? Let's read this story and find out. The Mitten. This book is a little bit special too because it's a pop-up book. I want you to notice how different parts of the book pop up or pop out at you. Just like that. Let's do it again. It was a cold and windy winter morning, and the little boy hustled up the path, dragging his sled behind him. He was dressed for snowy adventures, from his knit cap to his warm boots to his two soft mittens, which hung from his sleeves on a piece of string so he wouldn't lose them. See, there's one, and the other is over here. You can see his hand reaching out. The boy headed to his favorite spot, a stupendous hill perfect for sledding. He dashed through the trees, eager for his first long slide across the snow. But as he jumped over the stone wall at the top of the hill, one of his mittens caught on a low branch. The boy was going so fast, he barely felt the small tug of the mitten before the string gave way. He was out of sight and down the hill before his mitten even hit the snow. All was quiet. Then tiny shivering mouse darted out from the stone wall, saw the cozy mitten, and crept right in. Let's take a peek. Look, there's the little mouse. I like some of the words on this page, like how the boy is dashing. That tells me he's going really fast because he's excited. Or how mouse darted. That tells me that the mouse is trying to be kind of sneaky and fast to make sure nobody sees what mouse is doing. Soon Bunny hopped along. The mitten caught his eye, and being a curious fellow, he jumped in right next to Mouse. Look at this. Next, Fox wandered by. What a snug place this is, she thought, and when she discovered the mitten and crawled inside, Mouse and Bunny moved over to make room. Watch how the fox jumps in. Woo! Make room for me, guys. That's a lot of characters already in that mitten. The wind blew through the treetops and swirled down the lane. Lynx padded out of the forest and saw the mitten. What's this? She thought. How charming! And she nuzzled the mitten open and squeezed herself in. All the animals cuddled together in a warm ball of fur. And you can see here, some of the birds are flying by. There goes the lynx. Wow. The wind was still for a moment, then Wolf came loping up the hill. Up the other side trudged Bear. You first, said Bear. No, you, said the Wolf, and they ended up jostling and cramming their way into the mitten together. Let's look. Whoa! This is how they jostle. They go back and forth. Now the mitten's knitting was strong and true, but even so, it was stretched to its limit. Look at that mitten. Wow, there's a lot of animals in there. Poor Mouse was at the bottom of the pile. I need more room, he thought, and found a nice soft spot right on Bunny's belly. He wiggled his whiskers happily, which tickled Bunny's tummy. Bunny started to giggle and twitch, and his ears tickled Fox's chin. Fox snickered and shifted her tail, which brushed against Lynx's paws. What do you think's gonna happen? Lynx chuckled, ha ha ha, and rolled onto her back, her fluffy tufted ears making Wolf's muzzle twitch. Wolf howled with laughter, and all that wiggling and shifting and giggling made Bear laugh too. Ha ha ha. Well, it was too much for the mitten to take. With a giant pop, out tumbled Bear and Wolf and Lynx and Fox and Bunny, and off they ran back to their homes, laughing themselves silly the whole way. Let's see that again, how they pop out. Ready? Pop! And there goes the mitten in the back. It was the time of year when the sun set early, so it wasn't long before the boy made his way back up to the hill. He was just about to step over the stone wall when a flash of red in the snow caught his eye. "My mitten," he said, and he picked it up. It was bigger than he had remembered. Puzzled, he turned it over in his hands. Deep inside the mitten was something moving. Suddenly, a wee head with velvety ears and quivering whiskers peeked out over the cuff. It was Mouse. "Oh," cried the boy, "hello, little fellow. Have you found yourself a new home in my mitten?" Mouse groomed his whiskers contentedly and crawled back down into his cozy new nest. "I will take you home then," the boy said, "and you may live in my mitten as long as you like and be my friend." The boy put on his mitten, cupped his hand gently around Mouse, and dragged his sled behind him, headed to his own warm home across the snow. The end. Wow, I can't believe all those animals tried to squeeze into the mitten. They had a lot of fun doing it too. Today, I'm going to show you how we can squeeze a lot of letters into our mitten. Look at all these letters that I added and stretched and pulled and made our mitten really big, way bigger than my hand. So we can match some different letters from the alphabet to the letters that are on here. Let me show you. For our activity, you can ask a grown-up or maybe your older brother or sibling or cousin to help you draw a really big mitten, and then get some letters that you use in the bathtub or maybe some magnets so that you can practice matching letters of the alphabet. So we have a lot of letters here, but we don't have all of them, just as many as we could fit inside our stretched out mitten. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick a letter and I'm gonna try to say the letter and the sound. This is a letter C. It says the sound K. Do you see a C anywhere? There it is, put it right on top. Let's do another one. This is the letter L. It makes a ooh sound, ooh. Okay, let's look for it. There's one. Wow, we found 2 letters so far. Okay, how about the letter O? Let's look for the letter O. This sort of looks like a letter O. But letter O says ah, ah, and I know that this is a letter Q. That's not the same. Let's see if we can find one that's the same. Oh, here we go. Letter O says ah. How about this letter? Do you know this letter? Letter U. That's a vowel. It says like an up. Let's see. These look kind of similar, but this one has a point at the bottom and this one is curved. That's not a match. Do you see a letter U anywhere? Okay, we don't have a match for this one, and that's okay. We're gonna take this one out and put it on the side. Let's do our next one. This is a letter V. What sound does the letter V say? That's right, V, V. Oh yes, and we just looked at the letter U that's similar to V, except V has a point. So we already found that one. Let's go to this letter, F. Do you see any letter Fs? I see that this one has a long stick, a long line, but this one is round and this one has 2 parts coming out. That doesn't match. I don't think we have a letter F. Okay, this is a letter Q. Q usually goes with the letter U to say qua, qua. Oh, yep, we found that one already. Great work. How about this one, the letter H? What words do you know that start with the letter H? Oh, hat, that's a good word. And heart and hug. Oh, here it is. Let's trace over this H. Down, down, and cross. Nice work. How about the letter K? Now K makes a similar sound to the letter C. K, k. Oh, is this the letter K? Do those look the same? Oh, no, no, no. part of it looks the same, but it's different. That's the letter X. X. Oh, here it is over in the thumb. Letter K. Let's do a few more. Letter S. S. S, like a snake. S is very curvy. We're looking for a oh, here it is, a curvy letter. And let's do one more today. Letter A. Ah, ah. Or sometimes A might say A. Where do you see this one? Oh, yes. Letter A is like an upside down V, except it has a line across it. We go up, down, and across. Great job helping me sort these letters. You are getting so great at identifying the letters of the alphabet and also saying their sounds. Way to go! I hope you enjoyed this folk tale today about the mitten and how all those friends squished inside and had a great time. And at the end, the boy and the mouse made new friends. I can't wait to see you next time. Thanks for joining.